Hey, I'm glad you made it. You know, YouTube in life can be a bit of a mystery. Sometimes you're not sure what you're gonna get, and it can be intimidating. All these young kids that are so versed with the technology, the tools, the ability to communicate clearly on camera, and what if you're over 40, God forbid, over 50 years old? Well, fact of the matter is, I started this channel years ago when I was 50 years old. I'm thinking about that skit from Saturday Night Live. I'm 50. And you know what? Within days, I was able to publish a video that ended up getting some 50,000 views. Within weeks, I was able to nail a sponsorship opportunity. I saw the channel growing. It was so fun. It was so exciting. And that does not mean it was easy, because it wasn't. If you've got any thoughts or ideas about social media, about moving forward, about staking your claim, deciding it shall be, and doing the thing that inspires you, well then just maybe, this video will provide not only inspiration, because I'm not big on trying to inspire you, I'm trying to inspire myself to be the best version of me. But maybe this video, I can share some thoughts and ideas on how to make it happen, how to capture an audience, create something that they value and more. For me, it began on February 29th of 2016 when I launched my first video to this channel at, again, age 50. Crazy. And this is again on a platform where so many of the top creators have these things in common. They're young, they're creative, they're full-time. They have this ease when it comes to connecting with an audience. And then there was me.
Hey, it's me, Brian G. I'm on the TV.
Yeah, I was a bit different. And I didn't know it at the time, but YouTube needed me. And right now, YouTube needs you too. Whatever that means. Whether you're fun, serious, analytical, YouTube needs your voice. And I want to encourage you, again, to do the thing. So there I was, just getting started, knowing nothing, and all I really had was this phone, a microphone, and a few cheap lights, and I did not know how to use them. My lighting looked horrible. My white background, it was pink because I didn't have the skills or the ability to make it happen. And editing took me absolutely ages. What I can do today in 2 or 3 hours took me 20. And yet somehow within 10 days of launching my channel, I published this video on really branding and coming up with a name. And the video did over 50,000 views. It was incredible. And with that, I want to encourage you to start where you're at. Use what you got. You don't need all the fanciness. Early back in the day, that very video, it was filmed on a phone. I had some really cheap lights. None of it really made sense. I didn't know what I was doing, except for maybe 2 things. I did my best to communicate in a fun way, probably a little too over the top, but it was fun. And I stayed true to topics the audience I wanted to capture was interested in. I did that and I grew my channel, and you can too. And within 3 months, I was on my way. I hit 1,000 subscribers. I was so excited, and I got a very important phone call.
Yes, that's right, Mr. President. 1,000 subscribers in a matter of weeks.
And this was the beginning. This was the first season of my YouTube journey. And those early videos were so weird and raw and wonderful. And you know, I came up with things like subscribe and feed a poodle. And today I champion this because I thought it was a little too much early, but you know what? Nobody was doing this kind of thing, and I felt YouTube needed me. And that's why I get so excited about you, because right now YouTube needs you too. Embrace the cringe, embrace the weirdness, embrace who you are, and make it happen. And a lot of those early videos did well. They were driving hundreds of views a day. It was very exciting. Again, I really paid attention to the topics, and I made a fun delivery. That's what matters on YouTube. But the reality is, not every video that I published was a winner. In fact, a lot of the videos I published didn't do well at all. They got a few hundred views, maybe 1,000. They died so very fast. but I stuck with it. And the fact of the matter is, I think the state of YouTube is challenging because as someone who educates, we want to entice you with a super powerful method that can help you blow up, and it's so easy, but it's not. This is the truth about what it's really like. But what I think you'll find is anytime you do anything worthwhile, it's so rewarding as the days pass on. I know that's been the case for me. I remember starting these videos about apps and they didn't do well, didn't work out, but that was okay. I carried on. In fact, when I think about it, I always think about, I started and focused on two particular pillars or topics. One was mobile video editing on an iPhone. The other was branding. You saw that reflected in some of the early videos. And then there were these videos on other apps that you can use for YouTube, and they did not take off. That's okay. And when I look back, I feel like that was such a smart idea to really try out different subtopics that would allow me to find my audience faster, to move forward. And as I began to publish these videos, it was very clear that videos on branding did well. It was very clear that videos on iPhone editing did even better. And I published video after video, and this was incredible. So where maybe 1 out of 7 or 8 videos would do well, when I started publishing videos about mobile video editing on the iPhone, every other one crushed. Some of them have almost driven as much as 1 million views today. Wow. A big tip, think about having that one broad topic and then several sub-niches underneath it so you can test, you can try different things, and furthermore, you can see what you really dig, what you're inspired by, because I think that is when the audience responds. As humans, we want to watch someone that's really into and excited about the thing they're sharing. But it was this video on iMovie effects that really helped me get clear on what viewers value, what they respond to and engage in. Thing is I made this video off the cuff for a friend, just a little happy birthday video. It was fun, it was quirky, multiple sunglasses coming off, and I thought I'm gonna make a video describing how I did that with iMovie editing software. And the video, it absolutely blew up. And I think it was the right amount of things. I didn't know in the beginning that it was gonna be effects, iMovie effects, but I did because I published enough videos. I took that next step and I kept striving to figure it out. What viewers will respond to. And today in 2024, you might be thinking, well, these videos are so old and it was easier. But fact of the matter is there is so much opportunity. There are more viewers than ever on YouTube. And those people that really, jump in, they're not toe dippers. They're not on the edge of the pool, just dipping their toe, wondering if it's safe or wonder if it's going to be okay. They do a cannonball into the pool and they make it happen. And those creators are going to do exceptionally well. The thing I would say is you can look for opportunity. You can look in certain niches where there aren't huge channels totally dominating. This is exactly why back in the day, I started with mobile video editing. I wanted to talk about YouTube growth. That is what I was passionate about. But I did not want to be the guy to talk about how to get views when I hadn't done the thing. So I got the views. I started publishing some videos, and then I just used what I have. You might think I'm not an expert. You don't have to be. You might be thinking, well, I don't know how to leverage, I'm just a newbie. You know how many newbies are on social media that are trying to figure it out? And if you just have a small little result, you can say something like, I don't know how I made this happen. I'm just a newbie, but I did these things and I got this result, and I wanted to share that with you today. And that is so powerful because it's relatable. Can I just say I appreciate that you're here, and if you're digging what I'm laying down, click the like button, subscribe if you're new, and let's continue. And it was around this time that my pivot began because I didn't want to talk about video editing forever. I didn't want to talk about branding per se, but who knows, maybe again I'll go back to branding because I think it's cool. But I was really interested in YouTube growth. So what did I do? I started publishing videos on that topic knowing it was even more challenging. more competitive. And a lot of the videos, an awful lot of the videos did not do well. But I did not give up. I just stayed in the game. You know what I mean? There's this great quote, I think it's Wayne Dyer, and he talks about you don't get what you want. You might want views, but you can't want your way to views. You get what you are. I'm a YouTube creator. I'm filming different kinds of videos all the time. I've published lots of videos. All the creators that you love, if you're comparing your results with theirs, make sure you're being fair, and make sure as you compare your results with theirs, you look at how many videos they've published. You pay attention to that and their journey. And most of all, what I try to do is I try to honor mine. So there I was, I'm uploading these videos on YouTube Growth, talking about things like poodles, subscribe and feed a poodle, how to advertise your YouTube channel in 2017. And some of these videos actually started doing okay, 13,000 views worth of kind of like okay results. And then came Nick Nimmin. Around this time, I had maybe 2,000 subscribers. My channel was picking up steam, sort of. And Nick was amazing, and he was really talented, and it didn't take me long to see that talent. But I wasn't reaching out to do a collab or to try to like get something from him. Again, we both had 2,000 subscribers, and I was just like, I appreciate what you're doing. That was it. But we did collab, and one of the things I want to share is we collabed because it seemed like the thing you should do as a YouTuber. Again, you don't get what you want, views, you get what you are being a YouTube creator. If you're a YouTube creator, I guarantee over time you'll get more views than you could ever dream of as long as you're in the game. So we did some fun collabs. A few of them were just so fun and quirky. And as you probably know, today Nick has over 900,000 YouTube subscribers. And I want to share something I really learned about my particular journey and that process. Because as I was moving forward and growing a channel, and this part is really important. For me, I don't see views anymore. I see real people that want to learn about YouTube and branding and marketing. And I know I might not have the accolades, I might not have the views and subscribers, but there is a huge group of people that are digging the information I'm sharing and I'm laying down. Now, years ago, I struggled. I remember I had maybe 4,000 subscribers, 3,000, and Nick crossed 10. And from that point on, he was like on a rocket ship, and I was in a little creek with a little paddle, and that's okay, because when we talk about art, I believe this is art. Being a speaker is art. Creating a video can be thought about as art, and I think it's the most powerful way because it allows us to create something we're passionate about, and we can coincide that, or we can like collide that with an audience and what they deem valuable, and that's a big deal. And early I'm like, oh, Nick is growing and I suck, and it's like, no, like I value who I am today, and I want to encourage you not to play that comparison game. That, I guess Nick helped me learn that like I'm enough, what I'm doing matters, and it's the same thing for you. And furthermore, as long as you stay on the path over time, and as long as you focus on what is truly most important, sky is the limit. And around this time, I started to really find my way, and I still was weird and quirky and making a lot of mistakes. And I even remember chatting with Nick, and I said, my audio was so horrible. Why did you let that slide? He said, you were doing the best you could in the moment. And he's right. Right now, this lighting is the best I got in the moment. The audio, well, I've practiced, improving my audio over the years, and now I screwed up the But there you have it. I was doing the best I could, but I continued to strive to improve, and that is why I believe I was able to write a book and be a speaker and make life-changing income and make friends and do all these amazing things, and my wildlife photography and so much more. And some of these videos started doing really well, as much as 10,000, 16,000, even as much as 146,000 views on a channel that was still pretty new. 18 months in. And yet I started really picking up steam. In fact, I almost gained 50,000 subscribers in a 1-year period. I think it was around 47 or 49 or who knows. That was my goal, and I think I did fall short, but is that really failing? If you put yourself out there in a big way, you strive to do something that matters, and you come up a little short? No. Anytime I've done that, I've always won big. In fact, I'm sitting here and Trust Funnel is here. I remember when I started writing Trust Funnel, I put myself out there on social media. I said, I want to write a New York Times best-selling book, and I missed. But you know what? This book, I think, sold maybe 2,500 copies in the first 10 days of its release. And I think the first 7 days really determined, or the first month determined, the rankings of the New York Times charts. And that was pretty good. It was a great result. And furthermore, it really furthered my career. So I missed, shot for the stars, missed, failed, but hit the moon, and that's pretty cool. And by now I was 2 years in, and my videos were definitely taking off, 57,000 views. I was starting to create these kind of documentary videos about bigger YouTubers, and I really enjoyed making them. They were special, they were hard, and the more I did it, the more my results improved. Here was an early one on Casey Neistat, and it did okay. And this is another great example of really learning what was working. Check out this intro on this video about YouTube audience retention.
You're about to discover why the YouTube algorithm is holding your channel back and what you can do about it.
Again, I think this is a really great video. Now, it doesn't have as many views as some of my other videos, but that's because of the topic. There are a lot less YouTubers that are trying to learn and are interested in audience retention versus how to get more views. If you watched that video back in the day, if audience retention matters to you, then hats off, because fact of the matter is you're focused on the way forward. It bums me out. So many people are only focused on the result. This is a tip, by the way. I mean, if you really want to grow, if you keep asking, well, how do I get views? Are you kind of bummed out and maybe even pissed off that you keep getting the same answer back? It's because it's too broad of a question. A big part of it is how to keep viewers watching, which is audience retention. And this video was a great indication of how to do that. I literally dropped all these hints in the video, but more powerful was what I did. The music I started with. The fact that I'm, putting on the camera on a tripod. The fact that I used a quirky glove. All these things that I did made it fun and engaging and interesting, and it retained viewers. That video did great. And then it happened, this video, and more importantly, this thumbnail style, which was ripped off by numerous other channels in the niche. I'm thinking of so many channels. They stole this design just like I did. Now, I stole it from the streets, from gamers, from kids talking about other things. Nobody in the how to grow on YouTube space used this style of thumbnail, but holy smokes, was it effective. And this really is going to kind of set up for how I made a lot of my thumbnails. Because if we're honest and whatnot, I've never really been great at thumbnail design, but you don't need to be. Because the most important thing isn't how visually pleasing it is, rather it's the message the thumbnail and the title create to create curiosity, excitement, and really force the viewers to click. Like, I have to watch that video. I remember creating hooks like "do not upload," which Film Booth borrowed that in their own way. And thus, this simple thumbnail style really took off, and it allowed me to publish a video that ranked #1 for the #1 search term on YouTube, and it helped grow my channel. Over 700,000 views. And then I used the same style again, only I changed the topic to how to make money, and boom, again, 100,000 plus views. Then I did it again because we do what works, and this is also problematic, and I might make a video about how everything is a copy and it's kind of a bummer, and literally it's plagiarism at this point, but that's for another time, another topic. So this video did the same thing again, over 100,000 views this time on how to get more subscribers. And then this is kind of the other style thumbnail that I was sharing. You see, I did not have the skills, but I also knew the most important thing was not creating a visually pleasing thumbnail. Although I think these have a certain creative flair to them, especially at the time, because no one else was doing this. I did it because I sucked at thumbnails, and this was fast, and this was easy, and this worked really well. Furthermore, the title, YouTube Algorithm Changes Are Crushing Creators, 100,000 views. And then I continued on these documentary style videos, this one on Janelle Eliana, who went viral with just a few videos. And I tell you this because maybe you can try different formats as you get started. Try vlogging, where you just go out and you share in the moment and you capture things as they happen, and that's a vlog. Do have a niche, do stay true to an audience and what they want, and think of vlogging more as a style of creating content. It is not a niche. Lifestyle is not a niche. And then this video on Joanne Setti, who I don't know what happened to Joanne, but this young girl, so quirky and so creative, and she created these videos that were so relatable for her audience. There it is again, her audience. And this is probably the video I'm proudest of. It took time, it took research. I spent a ton of time editing. My delivery was on point, it was kinetic, and I was so proud. And I say that because, you know, I took this 4-year break, and when I came back after 4 years, I saw my work in a new light. I am not perfect. I don't have too much ego. In fact, it goes the other way. Sometimes I need to build myself up. But I just want to share again that as we put ourselves out there, it can be so intimidating. But because I took the break, I can see my work today is in a new place. YouTube needed me, you know what I mean? And again, YouTube needs you, but first, I need to turn off the furnace. You dig? All right. And I gotta say, I am so glad to be back. So grateful that you're watching this video. So glad to hang out with you at the next conference. I'm gonna be at Vid Summit. Are you gonna be there? When are we gonna spend time? Are you on my group on Facebook? It's called Tube Ritual. Check it out, sign up. Would love to have you hang out. Big group, 20,000 plus people. I'm there all the time. You got questions? I got answers. Probably. And I mentioned these styles of videos where I'm talking about other YouTubers because, again, I think it's so powerful when we put ourselves out there, when we try new things. And I'm laughing because I love the history that I've made with my pals. I'm thinking specifically about my musical mentors, Daniel Battelle and Nick Nimmin. These guys are so incredible when it comes to music. And I wear sunglasses as well. You see, Daniel Battelle came to me and he was like, hey, I need some help and I'm looking for someone that can mentor me. And I gave him a ridiculous, like a few $100. And I started helping him. We had a consult and we moved forward. And he's like, I have this idea for a song. And I'm like, nuh-uh. Because I've had that so many times and I know if it doesn't come out right, not very good. Well, he took the time to put a song together, a little demo. I heard it, I'm like, this is pretty good. And we went to work and we created the Trigger the Algorithm song, and wow.
YouTube best practices, I've said it before. These are the things you cannot ignore.
Trigger the algorithm. Trigger the algorithm. Take the advice that's given so you can trigger the algorithm.
And then we did it again, Daniel Battelle. By now, Daniel was doing really well, and we were in this period, this time where we were both really focused on uploading fast, not being too perfectionistic, but just moving fast, breaking things, and our channel was growing. And during this time, we had this chat like we always did, and I said, you should make a video about how I stole your idea, because we were talking about like, oh, you stole my idea, I stole yours. we were working together in a mastermind, which again, I think that's really a great idea to join the Facebook group, because you can ask questions about not just getting views, and if you really want to grow, not just about how is my thumbnail, but what can I do to keep viewers watching? A great question. What can I do to create an engaging video experience? Kind of like this other video that Daniel Battelle created.
Brian G. Johnson stole my idea. Now he's walking around like he thought it up.
Now these videos, again, didn't blow up, but you know what? I think they were really satisfying to create creatively, and furthermore, they pushed us to do better and to learn more about the craft of being a YouTuber. You don't get what you want, you get what you are. Are you a YouTuber? So to my surprise, Daniel drops this video, this rap about how I stole his idea, and then Nick Nimmin is like, oh man, you and Daniel Battelle thought it was real. So many people thought it was real. It was awesome. Oh my God. And Nick was like, you got to answer. And it was like, he was like, yeah, that sucks. I got you. He had this rap put together. I could barely do it because it was so fast. And somehow we came up with this video.
I already got it made. You wanna bring hate. Hit the road, hater, cause I'm not fazed.
And this goes really against the thing you always hear, which is to create videos for your audience. Absolutely. I think it's critical that you do that. But if you're not satisfying your own internal need to create and to explore and to experiment, it's only a matter of time till you get burnt out. For me, I'm always trying to up my game, better lighting, better audio, better storytelling, the next kind of video, like I'm working on a video for my other channel about photography, which I absolutely love. And that keeps me inspired. I just want to be a creator, and I want to see you find your way because I know you can. So once in a while, it's totally okay to upload something for you. The more it is connected to an overall theme, because the songs we created were kind of like, they were YouTube-esque, right? Diss tracks and triggering the algorithm and so on. So they made sense, but they were in a style that was for us. But as mentioned, it's really important to honor those proven topics. And at this point, I really started to think about, what kind of topics had done well for me in the past. I repeated myself often. I didn't make the same video. I made a better video because I was a better creator. But I did know the general idea or topic that the audience was really interested in. A lot of people talk about topic being so powerful. A lot of people talk about the hook, like what you say in the first 15 seconds. Again, powerful. But what's more powerful in my eyes is a big idea, something that you create around the topic. When everybody is zigging, you zag, as they say. If they're all saying the house is blue, you say it's red. And when you do that, you create something new and exciting and different to watch. It's a really powerful place to be. So I made a lot of videos that I'd made in the past, like this particular video on the truth about YouTube tags, and it got 118,000 views. And this has really been the process, The thing that happened next, sadly, was my channel just really started to blow up. I published videos that drove millions of views. And then I went through that tough period of my life, and everything came crumbling down. And you can actually continue the story by checking out this video here that talks about the rise and fall of Brian G. Johnson in this channel. Or check out this video on how to keep viewers watching. Do that and you'll feed a poodle. You dig?